All right, guys, welcome to your next TRX workout. I'm Amy McMullen, and you've got 15 minutes of core and cardio. We're going to be using the TRX suspension trainer. We're going to be using a jump rope, and you're probably going to want a mat for the floor work, all right? So keep your water handy. Let's get started. We are going to start off with TRX hip hinges. So you're going to grab your straps. They're at mid-length. You're going to stand facing your anchor point with your feet wide and your arms straight out in front of you. We're going to hinge at the hips, nice flat back forward until you feel a good hamstring stretch, and then come back up. So this is a short workout, and we'll kind of get warm as we go. So we're going to keep the warm up really quick, all right? Flat back forward, stretching the hamstrings, stand up. We've got TRX rollouts, so we're going to face away from the anchor point with our palms down at about shoulder height. Up on your toes, super straight hips, and you're going to send your arms overhead until your abs get kind of shaky, and then you come right back. All right? As I raise my arms overhead, I'm going to keep my hips straight so that I feel my abs, I feel my shoulders, and I'm starting to get a little warm in that core region. And chill. Now, we've got a lot of jump ropes tonight. So if you're not doing a ton of jumping right now, you can always do a little side shuffle, foot to foot. All right, but otherwise, let's just start getting those feet and ankles warmed up with some light jumps. Like I said, you can shuffle foot to foot. If you want, you can take some jumps right to left and then front to back. Just kind of getting everything ready to work tonight or this morning, whenever you're watching this video, and rest. So we're actually going to start on the jump rope. So if you don't have a jump rope, you don't need one. You can fake jump rope like this and pretend that you're the best jump roper in the world. Otherwise, go ahead and get your rope, and we'll see how long I can do this without hitting myself in the shins. We've got 40 seconds of work with all of our sections tonight, and 15 to 30 seconds rest in between. Ooh, I made it 12 seconds. So it's all right if that happens. If you want to do double unders, go for it. If you want to lose the rope altogether and do some jumping jacks, that's fine too. We're just going to get breathing here. My mic pack is going to go everywhere. I have to get that secured. Almost done here. We got 5 seconds left. And chill. We're going to go to your straps for a 40-second set of those rollouts. So I want you guys to face away from your anchor point with your palms down at shoulder height. Like I said earlier, we're going to come up on the toes. We're going to straighten the hips. And I'm going to slow my breathing down as I raise the arms and lower the arms. Now, a lot of times while people are doing this, you'll see two things happen. One is that they'll hinge at the hips. So if you squeeze your booty really tight, that won't happen. Two, I see the chicken peck. So try to keep your head still. Stop your arms when you feel shaky, and then come back. So I always say go to the point where your abs are like, okay, like right there, and back in. If you've got any shoulder issues, feel free to offset the feet here, and your foot, this front foot, can help you out if you need a little support. All right, we're going back to our second set of jump ropes. So we're going to be going kind of back and forth here between the rope and the strap. See if I can get my mic pack down a little bit so it doesn't beat me in the uterus the entire time. All right, here we go. So you are up and back. I'm going to see if I can go this whole set without hitting myself in the toe. Have you ever jump ropes barefoot before? I made that mistake one time. All right, we are breathing here. If anybody's got a little crisscross applesauce in them, please take advantage. It's been a while, but I'm going to try it. Oh, yeah, I did one. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stay successful for the rest of this set. We got 9 seconds left. I bet I got another one. That was a lie. I'm going to do it again. Feeling good. Hip drops on one side. You're going to take both of your straps. I'm going to put one hand on either side of the handles. I'm going to stand sideways to the anchor point. I'm going to put my hands on the crown of my head. When I step in towards the anchor, I'm going to stand up nice and tall, drop my hip away from the anchor, and pick it back up until I'm in a straight line. Drop the hip away from the anchor point, pick it up until I'm in a straight line. Now, if I drop my hip away and I come back and I come all the way up, I don't even need the strap. Nothing's working there. So you want to make sure that even when you straighten the hips, you can still feel those obliques on that right side. So this is the outside part that I'm working. It doesn't matter which way you're facing, but that's the side that you should feel those oblique muscles. They get a little stretch and a big contraction. Let's switch sides after we go to our next jump rope. So I think we've got 5 total rounds of jump rope. This is the 3rd one. All right, it's a short workout, so we got to get that heart rate up while we can. Get my mic pack down. Let's go. Now, if you want to slow yours down and you want to do the double jump, let's see if I can do it. Sometimes that's a nice chill way of doing things. This is a time set. You don't have to count how many times you clear the rope, and then you can go a little bit faster. And like I said earlier, if you can do double unders, you rock that out. It's a little bit more intense than I feel like going today, so I'm going to be right here. Just kidding. The real reason is I can't do them. You can always do jumping jacks as well if you want a little something different. All right, hip drop on the other side. Now, let me get my shorts out of the way so it doesn't look like I have a wedgie. Same deal. I'm going to stand sideways to the anchor point, other side this time. Handles on my head, feet in just a little bit. I'm going to lower my hips down until I can feel those obliques. Dropping the hips out to the side, coming back up to a straight line. Dropping the hips out to the side, and then coming back into a straight line. Now your hands stay on the crown of your head all the way through. Breathing helps. And like I said, try not to come all the way up so that you're totally taking a break at the top. This is just a 40-second set, so you can always slow down, or to get a little bit less resistance, step away from the anchor point. All right, and rest. Jump rope number 4. All right, so regular jump ropes are there. I'm going to try a backwards jump rope because I'm feeling like my old recess days, and I'm going to see if I still got it. All right, make sure I don't hit any one of these lights. I'm going to start slow. Got to find my groove. All right, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I feel like I'm going to smack myself in the face. There we go. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Now I don't want to jump as high. Okay, that's too much. It was good while it lasted. I'm going to just take that win and move on with it and try to get a little bit more speed to finish this up. We got 8 seconds left here. Breathing helps. Whew. Chill. We've got the TRX back extension. So now we worked the front, we worked the sides, we got to get the back so that we're fully well-rounded all the way around the core. Facing the anchor point, arms overhead, feet wide. I'm going to drop my hips back, rock back to my heels, and kind of fold in half here. I'm going to take my arms overhead, straighten the hips. As I come through flat feet, then I'm going to raise up to my toes. Rock back to the heels, drop the tailbone back, arms overhead, straighten the hips, heel raise. Rock back to the heels, drop the hips back, raise the arms overhead, come up to the toes. Rock back, booty reaches back to the back, arms go overhead, hips straighten up, and rest. Hopefully you felt that along the back side. Last round for the jump rope. All right, I'm going to give you some creative liberty here. You get to do your own choreography. So if you want to go forward, if you want to go back, if you want to crisscross applesauce, double under, you take that to the house. All right, I'm going to try to throw some things in, if I can even keep doing this without falling. Up and over. So remember with jump rope, make sure you flick those wrists around. It's not a lot of arm movement. It's more about the hands and wrists. All right? You don't even really have to jump super high. Finding a focal point is also good now that I'm not trying to look all over the place. I'm staring at one point on the wall, and I'm just trying to keep that rhythm. Ooh, all right, kneeling rollouts. So we're done with the standing exercises. I want you to grab your mat, bring it out, and I want you to lower your straps just a little bit, tilt the barrel locks, push them down to mid-calf length, which if you put the handles at the bottom of your kneecaps, that puts the foot cradles right at mid-calf where we want them, or about 8 to 12 inches off the ground. So I'm gonna face away from the anchor point for these kneeling rollouts. I'm gonna straighten my hips, just like we did with the standing version. I'm gonna raise my arms overhead, stop when I feel my abs shake a little bit, and then come on back. So if you need this easier, scooch away from the anchor point. You can go a little bit more range of motion. If you want it harder and you don't have a wall or a door behind you, scoot back. You'll go further out, but keep in mind, it's gonna get harder the closer you are to the anchor point. I'm keeping my hips straight the entire time. I'm trying to breathe as I do this. And I'm gonna relax from there. Our last exercise, we're almost done. I told you this is quick and dirty. All right, TRX hip abduction. We're gonna flip over onto our backs. We're gonna put our heels in the foot cradles. So if you put your fingertips in the bottom of the foot cradles here, lay on your back and pull your knees to your chest. Heels go over top and the legs go straight. We are going to lift our hips up off the floor, keeping our feet flexed, so toes up towards the sky. Take the legs apart and then bring them together. Take the legs apart and then bring them together. Now, your hands are on the ground, but if you want to make this a little bit harder, bend the elbows so that just the top part of the arm is on the ground. And if you want to get wild, take the arms off the floor. Try to keep those hips lifted as you take the feet out and in. And then if you can look at your toes just for a second, make sure they're pointed straight up to the sky. And relax. All right, guys, that was it. Like I said, we got to work all the muscles around the core and get our heart rate up a little bit. I'm sweating after these 15 minutes. There's even sweat marks on my mat. Let's stretch it out real fast. We're gonna take a TRX child's pose. You know what? I got my mat out of the way like I was done with it. I'm not done. I'm gonna go here on my knees. I'm gonna put my hands in the foot cradles and I'm gonna sit my hips back and reach my hands forward. I'm gonna try to just breathe here, looking down at the ground, letting my low back chill out and letting the straps bring my arms up. Deep breath in, big exhale out, and relax. We're gonna go into a little side stretch. So I'm gonna face sideways to the anchor point. Now I'm kind of sitting in this little twisted Z position here. So the leg that's behind me is the one closest to the anchor point. I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. I'm gonna shoot this hand out and this arm overhead for a little side stretch. Now if this is really uncomfortable, you can sit kind of just cross-legged here and just get a nice stretch right here for the side. If you've never done those oblique crunches before, then you might feel your sides tomorrow, but we only did one set, but still, you may feel that. You can come up and then you can go a little bit deeper in your second set if you want to, but we're gonna go ahead and switch sides, all right? So, face the other direction. Like I said earlier, the leg that's bent behind you is the one that's closest to the straps, but if this is uncomfortable, just sit cross-legged. All right, body up nice and tall, hands in the foot cradles, the arm furthest away from the strap goes up, and you're just gonna send everything out to the side. Now try to do this keeping both butt cheeks on the ground, all right? So you're not trying to lift all the way up this way. Hip goes down, arm goes over side, and then you should feel this directly here on the side of your torso. Nice little oblique stretch. Oh, and up. All right, so we're done. That was 15 minutes. You got a little bit of cardio, you got a little bit of core. We worked all the muscle groups around your torso and a little bit in your hips. So hopefully you had a good time. If you want more, repeat that 1 or 2 more times for best results. Have a great rest of your day.